welcome to Spanish Answers episode 40. I'm your host, Sarah with Language Answers, and today we're also going to do things a little bit differently. What with the election being so stressful for all sides involved, I figured today we could do an easy, more light-hearted version of the show. So instead of doing a cultural tip, we're kind of going to do a normal episode combined with a cultural tip all rolled into one. So we're going to do our second song sampler. Now, our first song sampler was in episode 20, so if you want to check that out, I'll put a link to that in the show notes. But we will do 5 more songs today in our second sampler. Let's go ahead and get started. Our first song for today is Responde by Diego González, or also known as Diego Boneta. Diego González is a Mexican artist and also actor. So I don't know if you know this, but he played Alex Santiago in Pretty Little Liars and Diego Ramos in Terminator Dark Fate, and he also played Tyler Adams in Mean Girls 2. So who knew? He was multi-talented actor and singer. I, to be honest, have not seen any of those videos, or any of those movies, but I have heard of them, so perhaps you've watched them and you recognize his character. Anyways, in the show notes, I'll include links to his bio, to Responde on YouTube, and to the lyrics in Spanish, so also known as Letras, lyrics, Letras. I'll include a link to those, and a translation, if I can find it, in the show notes. And I'll do the same for all of these songs that we'll be talking about here. So look for those. Another interesting fact is that when Hilary Duff had her concert in Mexico in 2004, Diego also opened for her. I don't know if any of you were Hilary Duff fans, but I definitely grew up watching Lizzie McGuire, so when I saw that, I was like, oh, that is so cool. Anyways, in the translation, it's pretty close to what the actual lyrics are in Spanish. One thing to note is that the first line is not talking about their affair coming to an end, but their story. So in English, right, affair has a negative connotation. It normally is talking about adultery in some manner or form, but in this line, he's not talking about that. He's talking about our story. So their love story basically coming to an end. So I thought that at least really needed to be clarified in the translation. But even though it's not the best translation, it gets it close enough. And this song is just basically a guy saying that he loves a girl so much, but, you know, he needs confirmation from her that she loves him too. You know, where do they stand? Is their relationship okay? I don't know, it's cool. I mean, the music video is definitely older style, but I don't know. I kind of enjoy some of his music. So then our second one is Mundos, Diferentes by Gabby Villanueva. And again, I'll include a link to her song on YouTube and bio, lyrics, and translation. Unfortunately with her, I couldn't find a translation. So if you do find one, please let me know and send me the link. So Gabby Villanueva is a Mexican artist. She was raised in LA. And the Mundos Diferentes I like because, one, it's got both Spanish and English. There are a few things in English there. And 2, it's basically a battle of the sexes kind of song. Like, I love you, but we're so different, and how do we make this work? And she has things that are really funny in it, I think. So, you know, she references that whole thought of boys come from Venus and girls come from Mars. Or sorry, I think I got that flipped. Boys come from Mars and girls come from Venus. I don't know. Oh, you know what I mean. One of those. She references that saying, and there's little quirky things throughout the song. And so even though it's a little bit of a serious song, it also has some fun, which I really enjoy. And then I've also included a bonus link to La Llorona as well. So she actually does a version of this Mexican folk song. And I don't know if you've seen Disney's Coco, but one of the songs that they sing is La Llorona, right? And La Llorona is a Mexican boogeyman, basically. The idea is that a woman drowned her 2 children, and then as punishment, her soul has to wander the earth looking for her children for basically forever. In the folklore, her ghost basically will, I believe, kill children. So she's really a scary kind of creature. But La Llorona is a really popular Mexican folk song, so I was really excited to see that Gabby Villanueva had sung it. And one thing to note with this song is listen to how she pronounces the double L, the y. Different regions of the Spanish-speaking world pronounce it differently, so you can kind of tell where someone is from based on how they pronounce different things. It's a very distinctive pronunciation, and I enjoy listening to that. All right, our third one is Montaña by Evan Kraft, GAWVI, and Sam Rivera. These three men don't normally sing together. They're distinct singers, distinct artists, let us say. And Evan Kraft is from the United States. He studied Spanish, so he didn't grow up speaking it in the home, so to speak. It wasn't his primary language, at least. And then he also studied abroad in Spanish-speaking schools. And then GAWVI is a first-generation American. He has an El Salvadorian father and a Dominican mother. And Sam Rivera is also a first-generation American, and his parents are from El Salvador. So I've included links to different bios for these guys. I really enjoyed this song. It was the first time I'd heard it, actually, was this week. So that was exciting. Didn't know about these three gentlemen, so they are Christian singers, and the song is just really uplifting and fun. And I definitely want to listen to more by Evan Kraft and GAWVI and Sam Rivera. I'm very intrigued by these artists, so I will be looking more into them as well. And then I don't normally listen to this type of music, but in my search I found Exterminador, or at least it's an intro by Ready Me 2, or I guess Ready Me Dos. And it does have a feature. It features Annette Moreno in this song, so I really enjoy the contrast of her voice with Ready Me 2's rap. I normally am not a rapper. This almost feels like metal to me. Again, I'm not a metal listener, so if any of you listen to metal and you're like, oh my goodness, this is so not metal, I apologize. It just feels that way when I'm listening to it, but it's kind of fun. I was listening to the lyrics and I gotta say I'm intrigued. So he has a CD that I have not listened to, just caveat, but I am planning on listening to the entire thing after listening to his intro because it's very intriguing. The CD is Exterminador Operación PR, or PR, so Puerto Rico. It supposedly features a lot of Puerto Rican artists, which I'm excited about since I've got Puerto Rican in-laws. Ready Me 2 is an interesting guy. So he's a hip-hop Christian artist from the Dominican Republic. And again, I've included his bio and lyrics. I did find a translation. Again, this one also is not a very good translation of the song. It's a bit clumsy. It'll give you an idea of what he's saying, but it won't give you really it won't give you a complete feel, shall we say. And then to kind of even out what we've been talking about, or I guess bounce back from the serious rap, almost angry sounding, but not angry, just very determined song by Ready Me 2, we're going to flip to the opposite side of the spectrum and go to a song by Martina Stoessel, Siempre Brillarás, You Will Always Shine. Martina Stoessel is actually the star of the Disney Channel or Disney show Violeta. She's an Argentinian with a Hungarian mother, and Violeta is like this telenovela for maybe teens, preteens, kind of like the Lizzie McGuire, but the Argentinian version of Lizzie McGuire with singing, which is awesome. And I've started watching it. It is enjoyable, and it definitely feels like a telenovela for teens. Oh man, the telenovela vibe is strong, but it is enjoyable, at least from the episodes that I've been watching so far. So this song, I think, is from her movie Teenie. I haven't seen this, but the song itself was very just uplifting, one of those motivational, go get 'em, you can do it type of songs, really light and fluffy, and if you just need something fun to listen to, it's a good song. I've included some information from IMDb since she is an actress. Apparently she's also starred in a show called Patita Fea, I think, but it's basically The Ugly Duckling, which sounds really interesting. I kind of want to go watch that. Anyways, one of the reasons why I chose her is because I've included a bonus link. She is the voice for the Frozen Let It Go versions of Libre Soy, the pop versions, in Spanish and in Italian. And I love the song Let It Go. My husband, for one of my birthdays, he actually bought me the entire CD that they released of, I don't know, I think it's like 40 or 50 versions of Let It Go in different songs. So, big fan. Bonus for you there. Italian and Spanish with one singer. Very talented lady. I hope that you enjoy these. I hope that they kind of lead you down hours of musical entertainment if you so wish. I know YouTube is kind of like a black hole, but it's always fun to find new singers and new songs. And one of the things I like to do is find them, like, find a song, so like this Siempre Brillarás, and then see what else YouTube suggests and go down that rabbit hole and collect different songs and maybe buy them on Amazon or iTunes or add them to a Spotify list so that I can listen to them later as well. Kind of just figure out what songs are your favorite and keep adding to it. Always fun to do that with Spanish songs. If you have any suggestions, please send me them. I will check them out. Also, one other caveat, I have not listened to all the songs by these artists. I'm only recommending these songs in this sampler. I'm not recommending every single song by all of these artists. Obviously, there's lots of songs by these artists out there, and I cannot speak to the quality of all of them, just the ones in this sampler. That's all for today. Please don't forget to check out the show notes for notes and or links to resources used for this episode. This episode was brought to you by Language Answers Limited. If you're looking for a Spanish to English translator, someone to edit or review your documents, or would like tutoring, you can email me at contact@languageanswers.com. That's contact@languageanswers.com. Or visit my website, www.languageanswers.com. You can also send me your questions or topics you'd like me to discuss in a podcast episode. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in 2 weeks.